Now, it's been a few weeks since I upgraded to the M4 MacBook Pro, and I thought it'd be the perfect time for me to update my desk setup that you see right back here to make it warm and cozy for both work and play. So in today's video, we're gonna go through all the accessories. Some of them are must-haves, but others, not so much. I'm gonna break down everything that you can consider for your own setup and the things that you should avoid. Let's get started. Starting off with the core of the setup, it's the desk shelf from Bololo, and it brings a unique twist to my office space here. Now, underneath the premium wood shelf, there's a built-in mounting grid. This system is modular, letting you customize your setup to fit your needs, keeping everything within reach while maintaining a clean and minimalistic look that I'm sure that you're gonna appreciate. Now, for my setup, I'm using the headphone stand, the shelf extension for extra storage, the MagSafe holder, which I'll get more into in a few minutes, and the laptop dock where I keep my iPad Pro when it's not in use. So you can see I have a little bit of a stain here on top of the shelf from a real plant that I actually had on top of here. Let me know if you know how to get the stain out. Now, the craftsmanship is solid. It's made in Germany and you can really feel the quality in the details. I'll tell you, it's expensive, so just be a little bit prepared. I don't want you to get sticker shock when you see it, but it is great quality stuff. And everything I talk about will be linked in the video description below. Speaking of quality, the monitor sitting on right on top of it is really one of my favorite parts of this whole setup. But there's one reason right now I wouldn't consider buying it. This is Apple's 27-inch studio display, and I'm actually in love with it. So much so that I bought a second one for my M4 Mac Mini setup, which I'm gonna cover in my next video, so if you wanna see that, make sure you get subscribed. The studio display features a 5K resolution at 218 pixels per inch, meaning that text looks razor sharp and the images are incredibly crisp, even for old eyes like mine. Now, it also gets plenty of brightness at 600 nits, and the built-in speakers, they are phenomenal. Let's check them out. Now, I think they sound very good for being what they are inside of the monitor, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. Now, if I were buying one of these today, the one thing that I would do differently is that I would probably choose an VESA option for more versatility. But there's gonna be a little bit of a catch there. There are several new 5K and 6K monitors that are coming out this spring, like the Asus 5K PA27 JCV, which I reviewed recently, and I'll put that link here in the video description, and even some monitors that support Thunderbolt 5 and 6K support, like the new LG display that was announced at CES. And even beyond that, I think that there is a solid chance that Apple will refresh the studio display around this time in the spring. So if you're in the market for a larger, high pixel display, you might just want to wait a little bit before pulling the trigger. But if those things don't matter to you, buy away. Now, next up, it's gonna be the power behind this entire setup. I like to call this the MacBook Whoa. This is the 14-inch M4 MacBook Pro, and it is an absolute beast of a machine. Now, last year, I bought the 16-inch M3 Max with 96 gigs of unified memory, and every single day since, I have regretted it. It's not because it's not powerful, it's not because it didn't have a great display on it. It was all those things, but it was absolutely just too damn big and heavy to carry for me on an everyday basis. So in December, I finally bit the bullet. I sold it at a little bit of a loss and I picked up the 14-inch version. This is the M4 Max. This is 128 gigs of unified memory. No joke, 2 inches makes all the difference when you have to live with something day to day, at least that's what she tells me. In fact, it's changed my workflow so much that I'm seriously considering getting rid of my 13-inch iPad Pro because I'm just not using it that much anymore. It's really taken over my workflow so much so that a lot of these devices are becoming obsolete. All right, let's take a little break here for a sponsor segment. Now, none of the brands that we talk about today are sponsoring today's video, but it is sponsored by me. Now, what you might not know is that I sell Apple stickers for all of your favorite Apple devices, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, iPad, Mac Mini. All those are fan favorites. Basically, it's a way to dress up your favorite Apple device with some custom flair, the 6-color retro Apple logo. If you want to pick one up, it's the first link in the video description. I would appreciate it. Now, back to the video. But a powerful MacBook is only as good as the accessories that support it. So let's talk about the dock, the keyboard, and everything else that bring the setup together. So let's start with one of the most important accessories in any Mac setup. It's going to be the dock. And this is the CalDigit Thunderbolt 4 dock. It's going to give you all the ports that you need in a small package. You get multiple Thunderbolt 4 ports, USB-A, Ethernet, SD card, and power delivery But there's something that you want to keep in mind if you have the new M4 Pro or M4 Max is Thunderbolt 5. This is going to give you access to higher bandwidth, faster external storage speeds, and support for high refresh monitors when they hit the market. So if you are looking for a Thunderbolt 5 hub, you want to take full advantage of the one that I covered is the OWC Thunderbolt 5 hub. I'm going to link it. It was my last video here, but I'll link it here in the cards above for you to go ahead and check out. Now, one of the things I would not suggest you getting is this LaCie drive. This is a RAID drive. It's got two platter drives in it, and it's just not very good. It's not very fast, even though I've got fast disks in there. It's just okay. Now, when it comes to input devices, I like to mix and match both Apple, Logitech, and even some other third-party manufacturers to get the best of both worlds. First, we got the Magic Keyboard with numpad. This is the brand new one with USB-C, thankfully, because I don't have to carry Lightning around anymore. I love this keyboard for its clean design, low profile, plus it has a number pad, which is a bonus. When I'm working, I need that for Excel, and it has Touch ID for those times when I want to use my Mac in clamshell mode. Now, if I want that satisfying clickety-clackness of a mechanical keyboard, I'm going to reach for my Newfie Halo 75 V2. For my mouse, I'm always looking for the MX Master 3S. Ergonomic, it's customizable with all the different buttons, and you can essentially assign these buttons different macro functions using their software in different apps. It's really cool. It's a great experience. This one is white. I would suggest if you're getting the white one, you probably want to maybe rethink that because it's going to get dirty and it's kind of hard to clean, just my opinion. Now, I normally wouldn't use a mouse and a trackpad unless I'm editing video, and when I do, I'm using Apple's own Magic Trackpad 2. Now, since I use my iPhone all day, having a dedicated stand makes a huge difference, and that's where the Bololo MagSafe holder comes in that I mentioned earlier. It's clean, it is minimal, it keeps my phone at eye level while charging, plus it works in nightstand mode, allowing you to consume like glanceable information like calendar, clock, photos. It really just makes it more useful. You also have the monitor light bar from BenQ. Super functional, it can light up the front of your desk or the back of your desk, and you can control the color temperature and the intensity with the controller. Now, there's a new version that just came out where the controller is integrated into the light bar itself. I actually haven't seen it yet, but that really means that you can actually find this one that I have here on discount. This one's been out for maybe about 3 or 4 years. And everything I talk about will be linked in the video description below. Anything that you buy using those links will support the channel, so I would appreciate that. Now, as far as lights, I have signed my life away with Hue, and there are a ton of different Hue lights throughout my house, but specifically I have the Hue play bars, which are blasting the warm color temperature that you see against the back of the wall right behind my desk shelf, as well as the Hue gradient lamp, that black lamp right there, which is going to add that perfect warm glow. Now, you're probably asking, what about that mushroom lamp that you have right next to it? That's a complete banger I found on Amazon. It was super cheap, $25, $30. It's glass. You want to check it out. The name is not really going to stick out to me, but I'll put the name in the video description with that. Now, of course, no setup is complete with all the small little trinkets that you have for your comfort and personality. I'm a big fan of having desk pads. I probably have about 10 different desk pads. A little bit of a collector, okay? Just don't shoot me. It adds a nice texture to your desk, it protects the surface, and it really just ties everything together. This one that I have here, it's black and white, it's topographical, so it looks like a map. I'll leave a link below that one. It's not really special. You can buy it on Amazon for maybe $10 or $15 max. But it makes everything just feel more together and ties in the whole aesthetic. Then there's other small trinkets that I have, like this matte black fidget spinner. This thing, it just spins all the time. So if you're on a conference call from work or you're talking to someone and you're kind of zoning out, this will pass the time for you, no doubt. Then I have these die-cast Formula One models from Barago, I think that they're called, and I got them at Costco during the holidays. I'm a huge Formula One fan, huge Ferrari fan. Sad that Carlos wasn't there anymore, but Charles and Lewis, I think they're gonna kick ass this year. Can't wait. Now that is the full setup, everything from my MacBook Whoa to all the accessories that make it functional, that make it warm, make it inviting. Now, if you're thinking of upgrading your desk, what is the one accessory, just one that you cannot live without? Drop it in the comments below because I'm always looking for new ideas. And if you want to see my M4 Mac Mini, that video is coming soon, like I said. So hit subscribe so you can catch that. My name is Mike, and I will talk to you in the next one.